Please stand for the pledge to the flag and remain standing for the national anthem. At this time, I would like to invite the class of 2018 Vice President Melissa Foley to the podium to lead us in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, please welcome the Middleborough High School Concert Choir, accompanied by the Middleborough High School Band, to lead us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Thank you, and please be seated. Welcome to the Middleborough High School. Welcome to the Middleborough High School graduation exercise for the class of 2018. On behalf of the 170 graduates seated here today, we welcome members of the school committee, Mr. Brian Lynch, Superintendent of Schools, administrators and teachers from across the district, community leaders, Middleborough Police and Fire personnel, and family and friends. This is a very special day for all who are gathered here, and at this time, it is an honor to introduce the Superintendent of Middleborough Public Schools, Mr. Brian Lynch.
Thank you, Evan. Good morning. Members of the school committee, Middleborough High School administration, faculty and staff, district administrators, honored guests, podium guests, parents, guardians, family and friends, Chief Joseph Perkins and the officers of the Middleborough Police Department, the Fire Department, community members, and most importantly, the Middleborough High School graduating class 2018. To begin, I'd like to send out a special thank you to the Middleborough High School Concert Choir with Ethan Lowenstein conducting. That was a stirring rendition of our national anthem. Also, further along in today's ceremony, you'll hear the Middleborough High School Band under the direction of Mr. Justin Pitsley. And we thank them for being an important part of this celebration. It's with a great sense of pride and humility that I stand before you today as the superintendent of schools here in Middleborough. And I think I speak for the entire Middleborough school and Middleborough town community when I say to each member of this class of 2018, congratulations upon your graduation today. It may not have hit you just yet, but this is a milestone day, a moment in time, which you'll remember for a very, very long time. That being said, I want to share with you the tremendous sense of pride, sachem and otherwise, that I have for the entire Middleborough Public Schools and the graduating class of 2018. As a community member and your superintendent of schools, I have watched you grow into the great group of graduates you are here today. I have seen you competing on the athletic field, providing community service, marching in Veterans Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day parades, your community work with the elderly and the young, your volunteer work in your local churches, as well as your tireless efforts to achieve the highest ranks in scouting programs does not go unnoticed in the greater Middleborough community and beyond. You have all achieved the high standards necessary to be called graduates. You are now role models for generations to come. To that end, I think you experienced what that role model rock star feeling yesterday when you did your senior walk through the hallways of your former schools. There were tears from teachers, moms and dads, and also cheers, high fives, and hugs from thousands of fellow Middleborough public school students who really look up to you with great admiration. After I watched you on the senior walk and thought about progression through the Middleborough Public Schools, I returned to my office to complete my remarks for today on the theme of greatness, because it seems to me that this is a great class. To that end, while walking through the Henry D. Berkeley School, I saw a poster a student had prepared, which was clearly her effort to differentiate between two mathematical terms. The first was lowest common denominator. The second was greatest common factor. It hit me at that moment that the class of 2018 was not a lowest common denominator class. In fact, you have proven yourselves to be quite the opposite. You are, in fact, a group that has consistently worked to achieve collaborative greatness and has clearly demonstrated that you are indeed a greatest common factor class. Yes, one could argue that each of you graduating today has met the minimum standard. Conversely, you can all celebrate the fact that you have all achieved greatness by completing a comprehensive set of maximum requirements, the level of which can be very difficult to attain. You did not just hop over the lowest of dirt piles, you have climbed the greatest of mountains. On the athletic fields and on the stage, you didn't just work individually to earn that varsity letter or walk to center stage to perform that solo in your own best interest to make American Idol. Instead, you worked collaboratively as a team or an acting or musical troupe to do the best you could together to achieve your best performance. You learned the meaning of teamwork, and many of you brought that to the league, regional, or even state championship level. Quite frankly, your Super Bowl championship at Gillette Stadium, with the unified effort of the football team, cheerleaders, band, twirlers, served to unify the entire town of Middleborough in celebration. Middleborough traveled well to Foxborough that day, the likes of which Gillette Stadium has never seen. That was greatness exemplified. No lowest common denominator there. You are a class recognized for the level of service you have provided within our community and our region. You have not just completed the minimum hours, you have gone well beyond. You have walked for water, walked for hunger, provided for the needy with such activities as Eat to Eat, as well as the making of 6,000 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the Jimmy Fun Walk. You've helped the larger community by organizing such activities as the Back Room, the Challenger Little League, the Special Olympics Rally, and the Special Olympics themselves. You have provided service and comfort to others, and in doing so, you've advanced your own capacity as compassionate and loving human beings, whether you realize it or not. This is greatness. This is the class of 2018. Further, when I have seen you in assemblies, or working in groups, or on teams, the respect you have for each other, as well as the sportsmanship toward others, is noticeable and is certainly the greatest common factor for this class. Respect for oneself and others is indeed a sign of greatness. Unfortunately, the world is full of those folks who would prefer to settle for the lowest common denominator, or the bare minimum. On the other hand, excellence and greatness require much more effort, but the end result can be so much more beneficial for the individual as well as the society in general. It was once said that greatness and excellence can only be attained if you care more than others think is wise, risk more than others think is safe, dream more than others think is practical, and expect more than others think is possible. My hope is that you, moving forward from today, will always think back fondly upon your days with us and continue to strive for the greatest common factor, or as society would have it, the greater good. As author Mandy Hale once said, strive for the greater common good, simply by being good to each other and treating other people with respect. For if you do this, you'll be remembered more for your kindness than any level of success that could possibly attain in life. You have learned this from your upbringing as the maxim of reciprocity, or as it is commonly known, the golden rule. Simply put, only do unto others as you would have done unto you. And speaking of your upbringing, I would like to take this opportunity to invite all parents, guardians, and grandparents of students graduating today to stand, please, and remain standing just for a few moments. Give you a chance to move around, too. Now to the graduates. I want to share with you that today is also one of the proudest days in their lives. For the graduates of the class of 2018, now please rise and let your parents, guardians, and other family members present know how much they mean to you with a round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. As I have stated in the past, I'm a firm believer in the old saying that the mind can only absorb what the seat can endure. So I will conclude my remarks today by saying to the class of 2018, enjoy this great day. This is it. You've made it. You earned it, you deserve it, and you should be proud of your accomplishments. This is a great class. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to introduce Principal Mr. Paul Brannigan. To do so, to do something a little bit different in my introduction, I was sitting in his office this morning, quietly waiting for graduation, and I happened to read a thank you note written by Hannah Bradley to Mr. Brannigan, and I want to read that with her permission. Dear Mr. Brannigan, thank you for being such a great principal. You really made Middleborough High School into an enjoyable and welcoming place. You've done so much from MHS, and your efforts do not go unnoticed. Thank you for all you do, and for making the past 4 years so amazing. MHS is truly home. Sincerely, Hannah Bradley. I think we all share in that feeling. Without further ado, Mr. Paul Brannigan.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch. At this time, I would like to take a moment and introduce, as he would stand please, the valedictorian of the Middleborough High School graduating class of 2018, Mr. Evan James Kabush. We will be hearing from Evan later on, as he also serves as our class president, and we felt it was important to at least introduce who our valedictorian is, because at this time, it gives me great pleasure and honor to introduce to you the salutatorian of the Middleborough High School graduating class of 2018, Mr. Matthew Michael Butler.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for round of applause for Mr. Lynch and the rest of the speakers today. Good morning. As street poets from Philosophy Street and Soul Forward Way, we make it. To be up here representing the class of 2018 is a true honor, and I am beyond grateful that I got to spend the last 13 years of my life with most of you. It has been an amazing ride. From Rose Cataldo kissing me on the cheek as I got on the bus in kindergarten, to Mrs. Burke's forcing me at lunch every day in Miss Anna Elementary, to my mom putting down the seats in the back of the minivan, the rocket ship that I fortunately still can fit today, and shoving all my friends in after the VFW dance in middle school to finally high school. Freshman year wasn't as bad as everyone says it is, probably because if you know my friends, you know that they ran the school, we thought they ran the school since they got here. We survived Ebola and surprisingly didn't go deaf after listening to Mr. Keith slap his mouth on the desk all year. And made it to sophomore year, which is even better, being able to spend it with my brother throughout the senior year. The only bad part was chemistry class when Mr. LaPerrier asked why Davis's and Harry's and Zach's lab reports looked extremely similar to mine. We made them rewrite the papers, but remained cool. Probably just because he was in our Madden Mobile clan, and them being the leaders could have booted him from the group. Moving on to junior year, with all the grueling classes, especially AP Diplomas, it was definitely the hardest year, but we all pushed through. Personally, I had so many all-nighters that I think I'm supposed to cry. However, it got better when prom came around, and I met the most beautiful girl. She's gonna hate me for mentioning her, but they did. As we finally got to sit outside at lunch, it began, and senior year has been absolutely incredible, and I can't thank you all enough. Being able to go out with such an extraordinary group of people has been a blessing, and I thank you for all the laughs and learning. The most memorable moment by far, though, has to be becoming 2017 Desrosiers state champ. And I know most of you are probably so sick of hearing it right now, but being a part of it instead of just watching from the sidelines is completely different. Coach King had been saying it all along, but when we finally reached our expected destination, it all made sense. Forget about our iced out rings or the banner. What mattered most was the process. Although it hasn't worked out for Joel and me, sure has for us. The most important thing to remember is to fully invest yourself into whatever you're doing. You will reach your goal. That is what also got me to be able to stand in front of you today. It didn't just happen. I worked hard, dedicated myself to learning, and paid off a few teachers on the way. It is also important to balance. With anything in life, no matter what it is, you have to always make sure you make time for yourself and others. I may be a nerd, but I also know how to have fun. Like, a lot. Lastly, I'd like to remind you to all leave that opportunities. Even if you are quiet or shy, to take risks and put forth your best effort. To be real, and whatever you do in the future, you most likely will be someone better than you at it. But always try to be the best version of yourself. That's all I can. Keep grinding and see the empty bank like yes, indeed. I'd quickly like to thank my parents for everything they've done for me. My dad for being my hero, and my mom being a rock, making me mad and having to wake me up in the morning. I'd like to thank my siblings, Sean, Sammy, Timmy, and Allie. I wouldn't be me without y'all. I'd also like to thank my grandfather for being the most loving and caring papa anyone's ever had, for motivating me by telling me you can't be stupid. I know that I'm really proud. Thank you to the boys, KPG, for always being there and making sure I turn up. Yep. Sincerely, thank you to all my peers and teachers who made all this happen, especially Brian. And a special tribute to Scott and Nelson, who was more than just my biology teacher, oceanography teacher, in this class, I like it. But, and wide receiver coach, he was a true friend and I miss him dearly. A special recognition goes up to the man himself, Evan Schwartz. Although I will never have millions of pictures of me in the elementary school that resembles a shrine like you do, we share the grind, and the work you do ever since kindergarten, pushing me to do more when you decided, so thank you for it. Shout out 4 nights to keep me sane. And lastly, a quick shout out to all my coaches, especially Coach Kingman, second dad who I couldn't quote because his words are way too valuable to me. And Soulmate, which is somewhere. Hey, buddy, I love you. I love you all. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day in class of 2018. Good luck with everything in the future. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you all success and happiness.
Matthew, thank you very much. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Brian Lynch to the presentation table to present a special commemorative plaque to our valedictorian and salutatorian. Mr. Brian Lynch could join me at the table. And would Evan DeBush, our valedictorian, and Matthew Crowley, our salutatorian, please join Mr. Lynch at the presentation table. Middleborough High School's Wall of Scholars originated in 2006 under the leadership of then Principal Catherine Flaherty as a gift to the class of 2006. Each year thereafter, the valedictorian and salutatorian are represented on the Wall of Scholars with a commemorative plaque. We congratulate this year's valedictorian, Evan James DeBush, and salutatorian, Matthew Michael Crowley, with the presentation of their own commemorative plaque as they will take their place on the Wall of Scholars. Thank you so very much. Congratulations to Matthew. And congratulations to others. Josh O'Brien. Thank you, Mr. Lynch. Welcome to the graduation exercises for the Middleborough High School class of 2018. I want to take this opportunity to recognize a group of people that have been so influential to the success of this class. To Mr. Lynch, Mrs. Jameson, Mr. Dysel, the Middleborough School Committee, fellow administrators from across the district, and many faculty and staff who have joined us here today to help celebrate the outstanding achievements of the class of 2018. You have helped guide this class to become incredible adults who are now ready to take on the world. On behalf of the class of 2018, you all have done so much to make this class as strong and as successful as it is. To the parents and guardians who are here in our home, welcome. It is so hard to find the words to thank you for all that you have done and given to this school. 4 years ago, you made a decision to send your child to Middleborough High, and we could not be more thankful that you had the faith in us to allow your child to learn and to grow at our school. It is because of your children that our school is stronger than ever. Your commitment to Middleborough High School has been the backbone to our growth, and you have given your heart and soul to guiding your children to reach their individual successes, and I can't thank you enough for allowing your child to attend this high school. It has been a true honor to have had the opportunity to partner with you over the last 4 years. You have no idea how much your children have impacted our lives, our school, and their legacy that they will leave behind. It will be very hard to let them go. Thank you for making us stay too strong. To the graduates, I welcome you to this very important occasion, and words can't express how deeply honored I am to stand before you as your principal. I hope I have made you proud, and words truly can't express how much this class means to me. You have transformed our school and challenged me and every other educator to be better, to be stronger. It is because of you that our school has taken a step that will offer a new story of Middleborough High School. This story will be the greatest ever told. Our story begins with each of you taking a chance, the chance to come to Middleborough High School and become a station. The day you entered the school, we knew there was something very special about this class. Each of you set your own journey to make these 4 years your own. Each of you added a piece of the fabric that is our school, our home. You grew as students and leaders, athletes, actors, singers, artists, and most importantly, people. You grew together, supporting each other in every step of the way. It became evident that nothing would stop this class. And as we sit here today, there are so many moments to prove that this class would tell a story for the generations. It is a story where I would gain 170 children of my own. Watching it grow and write the narrative of the class of 2018 is something that I will never forget. Since you, the class of 2018, have written such a tremendous story that you will leave behind to inspire the students who will come after you, I found a story especially written for you. What do you do with a chance? Written by Chloe Yamada. Now, before I share the story with you, it is important to share how you have already answered this question during your journey at Middleborough High School. What do you do with a chance? Academically, you took a chance each and every day when you walked into the classrooms to take another step towards your own personal excellence. Even during the moments where you struggled, wanted to give up, you didn't, and you kept going. The academic record of this class is something to marvel at. Simply knowing the colleges and universities that so many of you will attend in the fall is a testament that you took a chance and have succeeded. Additionally, for some, the chance that you have taken in the classroom has helped you find your passion for what is your next step in life, and for that, we could not be prouder. Each of you is taking a step in life and your school is confident that your journey will begin with will bring you so much joy and happiness throughout your life. I just know it. This class took a chance to grow as being leaders within our school and community. Your classes walked for hunger, ran with other superheroes at the back run each year, made thousands of sandwiches for the Jimmy Fund, walked for water, helped the homeless, plunged into a cold ocean for the Special Olympics, and volunteered throughout our community. You found your voice to help shape our school and know that having a voice meant that you needed to be part of the solution. Our school grew because of you and your leadership. This class took a chance on the stage and in the art rooms. From the plays and musicals and concerts, you gave everything you had to each and every performance. As you grew as actors and singers and musicians and artists, your presentations grew stronger and more complex. You challenged yourself with music selection, scripts, and a canvas that would show your growth and with a true talent, and boy, was there talent. The production and art pieces would be a testament to your own personal growth. Some of my greatest memories of your journey here at MHS was here to watch you perform and create. Thank you for bringing your talent to our school. Speaking of talent, this class certainly took a chance on the athletic fields, the court, and the ring. The journey of this class and their involvement in Middleborough athletics has been instrumental to the growth of the school and this class. How could we forget the exciting games and meets and competitions? From watching our majorettes take home a New England championship to the girls' winter track team winning the league title for the first time in school history. To the cheerleaders on their league championship last fall after one of the strongest competition routines I have ever seen, all because you simply took a chance. And of course, how do we forget the entire town of Middleborough? Turn Gillette Stadium into a sea of black and orange and watch our football team take home a state championship. To watch our entire community come together for something so much more powerful than a game. It was about being from Middleborough. It was about station pride. It was a celebration of hard work and grit and determination and the never-ending belief that this could be accomplished. On that day in December, in front of our town, our team raised that state title trophy high into the sky to show that when stations take a chance, we will stand strong together. As I stand here today, it is because of this class that our baseball team and softball team and tennis teams will begin tournament play next week. And we hope that each of you will take a step onto that field and court each day and simply take a chance. These successes and so many more during your journey at MHS are about taking nothing more than a chance. Class of 2018, look around you. Look at those who have impacted your life in some way. Look at those who you allowed into your life and who guided you to be the person you are today, all because you took a chance. Graduates, you see, through your journey at MHS, you have answered this question over and over again. and for that, we are beyond proud. However, as your principal, it is important that I ensure that your toolbox for life is full and ready for you to navigate the life that is ahead of you. Your next stage of life will be very different than high school, which can be quite liberating, but also quite challenging. In order to be sure that your toolbox is ready upon your departure from our home for the last time, I need you to ask a question as I share the story with you to prepare for life's journey. Graduates, as you listen to this story, think of the chances that you could take and want to take. So, what would you do with the chance? One day, I got a chance. It just seemed to show up. It acted like it knew me, as if it wanted something. I didn't know why it was here. What do you do with the chance, I wondered. It fluttered around me. It brushed up against me. It circled me as if it wanted me to grab at it. I started to reach for it, but I was unsure and pulled back. And so, it flew away. I thought about it a lot. I wish I had taken my chance. I realized I had wanted it, but still, I didn't know if I had the courage. When another chance came around, I wasn't so sure, but I decided to try. I went to reach for it, but I missed and I fell. I was embarrassed. I felt foolish, and it seemed like everyone was looking at me. I decided I never wanted to feel this way again. So after that, whenever a chance came along, I ignored it. And the more I ignored them, the less they came around. Until one day, I noticed that I hadn't seen a chance in quite a while. It was as if they had all disappeared. I started to worry. What if I don't get another chance? I know I acted like I didn't care, but the truth is, I did. I still wanted to take a chance, but I was afraid. And I wasn't sure if it would be able to be brave enough. Then I thought, maybe I don't have to be brave all the time. Maybe I just need to be brave a little while at the right time. I promised myself that if I ever got another chance, I wasn't going to hold back. If I got another chance, I was going to be ready. Then, one seemingly ordinary day, like graduation, I saw something shining off in the distance. Is it possible, I hoped? Could this be my chance? I had to find out. I ran as hard and as fast as I could towards it. I don't know how to explain it, but the second I let go of my fears, it was filled with excitement. It wasn't as I was any longer afraid, but now my excitement was bigger than my fear. As I got closer, I could see that this was a really huge chance. But this time, I was ready. As it came by, I reached out and I grabbed it. I held on to it with all of my might. It felt so good to soar and to fly and to be free. I know that when I hold back, I miss out, and I don't want to miss out. There is just so much I want to see and to do and to discover. So, class of 2018, what will you do with your chance? You take it because it might be the start of something incredible. So your toolbox is completely full of all the chances you took during your time here. And look at what you've accomplished in just 4 years. Now you have a lifetime. What chances will you take? Please know that when the right chances come along, and make a promise that you will never ignore a chance to be happy, to find a soulmate, to have a career that brings you joy each day, and to pay it forward to others. Never ignore a chance to be kind, generous, connected, accepting, and genuine. Never ignore the chance to help someone in need, make a difference, and to change the world. We know you can do it because you've already done it here. Now you just need to promise to do it out there in life. Class of 2018, although our journey is coming to a close, please know we will always be here holding the door open for you, and we will never forget each of you. We know you will go off and do great things, and on behalf of the entire MHS community, always be good to each other and never stop asking yourself, what do you do with the chance? Thank you for finishing strong. Congratulations. At this time, the following presentations are awarded to students who have been selected by each of our 7 academic areas for their outstanding contributions and efforts in each content area. In addition to their recognition at graduation day, each student's name will be added to our excellence banners hanging in our main lobby at Middleborough High School. At this time, I would like to invite our assistant principals, Mr. Andrew Dizell and Mrs. Danielle Jameson, to the presentation table for the presentation of our academic awards. We will begin, absolutely, a nice round of applause for Mr. Dizell and Mrs. Jameson. We will begin with our recognition of our Math and Science Awards. Would Dr. Maloney Gates, the Director of STEM for Middleborough Public Schools, and Mrs. Victoria Miles, Mathematics Department Chair, please join Mrs. Jameson and Mr. Dizell at the presentation table. For excellence in mathematics, this year's award and the recipient of the Lois W. Buck Mathematics Award is Melissa Foley. Melissa, if you would please come to the presentation table. Excellence in mathematics requires two things. First, an intuitive understanding of the abstract ideas presented in mathematics. And second, the many hours of hard work. During her high school career, Melissa has demonstrated both of these qualities. Her outstanding achievement in all of her mathematics classes speaks to her high standards. Her support of the MHS math team and her fellow students through peer tutoring demonstrate her desire to share this knowledge. Melissa has successfully completed 4 years of rigorous mathematical instruction, accumulating in calculus BC at the advanced placement level, and will be attending George classes at Georgia Tech in the fall. It is with great pleasure and honor that I award the Lois W. Buck Mathematics Award to Melissa Foley. Congratulations. Thank you, Melissa and Mrs. Myers, for your leadership in the mathematics department. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Kurt Wrench, the Department Chair for Science and Technology, to join Dr. Gates at the presentation table. This year's award for excellence in science and the recipient of the Norma Whitburn Memorial Science Award is Evan Gabush. Evan, if you please join us at the presentation table. Norma Woodburn was a longtime biology teacher at the Memorial High School here at Middleborough High School. Mrs. Woodburn maintained the highest standards for her students and herself in the pursuit of the study of science. A lifelong learner, and she continued her studies in marine biology well into her 80s, traveling the world with National Geographic shark scientist Eugene Clark, her childhood friend. In 2018, Norma Whitburn Award winner has been an exceptional student in the science department, studying at the most highest level in the most rigorous of courses with exceptional results. Our award winner plans to continue to study science and engineering, and we expect that he too will be a lifelong learner. Evan will be attending MIT in the fall, majoring in chemical engineering. Congratulations to Evan. Thank you, Evan, and Mr. Wrench for your leadership in the science department, and also a thank you to Dr. Gates for her direction of our STEM programs. We will now move forward to the recognition of our humanities awards. Would Mrs. Danielle Levy, the Fine Arts Department Chair, please join Mrs. Jameson and Mr. Dizell at the presentation table. This year's recipient of the Excellence in Fine Arts Award is Hannah Bradley. Hannah, please join us at the presentation table. Hannah is an enthusiastic and intelligent student who worked hard for her excellent academic standing all 4 years in theater, concert choir, and the performing arts program. Hannah's work in the theater program is top-notch, exhibiting superior analytical skills coupled with a strong understanding of technique, as well as a clear point of view as a creative writer. Hannah's discussion of social political context in connection to influential playwrights' themes is marvelous. She is able to connect ideas and connect it within text work to the current discourse at a mature and advanced level, as well as the ability to comprehend and assimilate the building blocks and pedagogy of information presented in a classroom setting over several years. Hannah is the most talented young actress who has a sophisticated and unique approach to her performance style. She approaches her work with creative thought that does go beyond the mind of a typical high school student. Her conceptual ideas far exceed the requirements for characterization and textual analysis, and she will be able to grow and learn from every character she creates. Over her years in the Fine Arts Department, she has developed memorable and thought-provoking characters in a variety of styles, including dramas, musicals, sketch comedy, and improvisation. Hannah also stepped up to lead the Speech and Theater Workshop, which is our co-curricular theater program at Middleborough High School. It is with great pleasure as Hannah will be attending Salem State University in the fall, where she will major in theater arts. Her strong work ethic and mature demeanor, we know the fact that she's on to a great start in life. Congratulations, Hannah. Thank you, Mr. Stephan, so much for your leadership in the arts. At this time, we would like to present the Foreign Language Award. And at this time, we would like to call back up to the stage to the presentation table, please, in the center, Mr. Evan Gabush. It is with great pleasure that the Foreign Language Department acknowledges Evan Gabush as a 2018 Language Scholar. Evan studied the Spanish language while at MHS, and his scores in proficiency were nothing short of exemplary throughout all of his coursework. Evan prioritized foreign language during his freshman year through junior years and completed all 4 levels of study by the end of grade 11. In addition to maintaining near perfect grade point average, Evan also demonstrated advanced skills in the area of interpersonal and presentation communication. He possesses a great skill set to the process of language in real time, to interpret what he hears and reads, and then to respond quickly and efficiently with spoken Spanish. Evan also excels in the area of writing and interpretive communication. In addition to his talent for the language acquisition, Evan has also put forward a tremendous amount of effort in his classwork and assessments. He's leaned on by his peers for support and to be a group mate. In all of his language classes, he was often sought out by his teachers to model language use. It is with great pleasure to introduce the award going to Evan Gabush today. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to introduce and invite to the presentation table Mr. Matthew Osgood, the History and Social Studies Department Chair, for the presentation of the Excellency in History. The History and Social Studies Department is proud to present this year's Award to Excellence to Adam Hanna. Adam, if you would please join us for the presentation table. This year's History and Social Studies Department of Excellence Award is presented to a member of the senior class who has achieved an enviable record in their History and Social Studies coursework at Middleborough High School. This award for excellence in history and social studies recognizes one deserving student while showcasing the tremendous impact that learning history and social studies has on our graduating seniors here at MHS. During Adam's tenure as a student of history and social studies here at the high school, this young man consistently demonstrated the ability to combine keen insight into the historical processes with an analytical thoroughness and a true love for the subject. While engaged with many history teachers at the high school over his years, Adam was quick to share how important it is for one to learn history, especially in today's rapidly changing world where we spend so much time looking forward, we simultaneously forget to be looking back. Adam constantly reminded us of that. The History and Social Studies Department congratulates Adam this year as a recipient of this incredible award, and we wish him well beyond his years here at MHS. Adam will be planning to major in criminal justice and psychology at Westfield State University. And Adam, congratulations on this award. Thank you, Mr. Osgood. At this time, I would like to present the Excellent in English Award. And at this time, Mrs. McLeod, our department chair, please join us at the presentation table. This year's award for excellence in English goes to Emily Duffy. Emily, if you could please join us at the presentation table. As an English student, Emily has demonstrated not only the ability to break down complex fiction, emphasizing her understanding of the human condition, her writing demonstrates a voice in control that is beyond her years. She is able to cull what is important, synthesize the material, and reveal a clear understanding of it in her writing. Her strong work ethic and determination are nothing short of commendable. Emily understands the commitment that learning requires. This will serve her well in college and throughout life. Next year, Emily will be attending UMass Amherst with a concentration in electrical engineering. Emily, congratulations on receiving the Excellence in Leadership Award. And now to present the Excellence in Physical Education and Health, would Alexander Stiner please join us at the presentation table. The 2018 Physical Education Award winner is Alexander Steiner. Alex has been a pleasure to teach throughout his 4 years at Middleborough High School. Alex was not only a model student in physical education, but assisted with classes as an intern in his senior year. We wish Alex well in all of his future endeavors. It is with great pleasure that we present Alex Steiner with this Physical Education Award. Alex plans to attend Assumption College where he will major in business. Congratulations, Alex. Job well done. It is with great pleasure that I recognize 4 tremendous representatives of the class of 2018 to receive the annual Principals Awards. This award is given to 4 students at graduation who exemplify what it means to be a member of the Middleborough High School community. These 4 recipients are leaders who have gone above and beyond the expectations that have been set for their leadership positions they held this year. They are truly shining stars of Middleborough. Our first recipient of the Principals Award is Eric Jacobson, our student body president. Eric, Eric's leadership and his commitment to Middleborough High School and the students, all students of this building, was nothing short of commendable. We know that Eric will go off and have a wonderful, wonderful life in politics and government as he heads off to UMass Amherst in the fall. Eric, congratulations to you. Our next recipient, if you would please join us at the presentation table, is Evan DeBush. Evan served as the class president of the class of 2018 for all 4 years of high school, which I can say in my history of being in this building, I don't think we've ever had a person serve every year of their high school journey as the class president. Evan led with grace, he led with conviction, and he can guide an entire school community and a graduating class to become one. It is a great pleasure and honor to present to you the Principals Award, and Evan will be heading off to MIT in the fall. Congratulations to you. Would Hania Genio please join us at the presentation table as recipient of the next Principals Award. Hania is receiving this award for her leadership throughout her 4 years at the high school, but most notably during her junior year when she completely coordinated the annual Star Strong program for the incoming freshmen. From beginning to end, from hiring over 100 orientation leaders to the training, to the engagement of the curriculum for every 9th grader who enters the front doors of our school, it's a 2-pronged piece that Hannah was responsible for, creating what it means to be a station, as well as what it means to be a successful student. It is a great pleasure to present Hania Genio with the Principals Award. Congratulations. And lastly, would Ian Gilson please join us at the presentation table. In many ways, Ian got himself involved in every facet of Middleborough High School, but most notably, it was a true honor and privilege to have Ian Gilson represent this high school as the state president of the Massachusetts Association of Student Councils. And throughout the year, where Ian traveled all over the state, working and presenting to thousands of high school leaders from across the Commonwealth, Ian, at every step of the way, represented Middleborough with sage and pride. It is with pleasure to present Ian with the Principals Award. Congratulations, Ian. I want to thank Mrs. Jameson and Mr. Dysel for helping with the presentations of our Excellent Banner recipients and the Principals Award recipients. Thank you. This year, it is with great honor to recognize 5 students who are committed to and going into the armed forces in the months following graduation. I would like to take a moment and recognize these men and women. It is a great honor to ask the following to please stand and to be recognized. Our first, Mr. John Purton, Army National Guard. Ms. Dakota Phillips, U.S. Army. If you want to stay standing, have a moment. Would Mr. John Porter please stand, U.S. Marine. And Mr. Matthew Tatora, U.S. Army. Our 6th senior, who is not here today, as he's already begun his active duty with the U.S. Army, I'd like to give recognition and a round of applause for Charles Browning, who is stationed in Alaska serving in the U.S. Army. On behalf of the entire Middleborough High School community, to Sean, Dakota, John, and Matt, be safe, and we honor your presence. Thank you for serving our nation. Thank you so much. The 4 graduates we just named will be invited to a special ceremony we will have here on Flag Day, June 14th, as they will all take their places on the Wall of Honor as you enter our high school. And that will be a special ceremony for these 4 graduates and their families and friends in front of the entire student body. And on behalf of our school, at this time, I am honored to share a very special song that has defined our school not only this year, but for many years. It is what makes our school a home. I would like to introduce Mr. Ethan Lovenstein, the choral director, and the members of the Middleborough High School Concert Choir, who will now perform Home. So much to the Middleborough High School Concert Choir, my favorite song. At this time, I would like to invite Dean Gilson to the podium to share his reflection of being a member of the class of 2018 as the 2018 graduation speaker.
Good morning, families, friends, faculty, and class of 2018. My name is Dean Gilson, and today I'm supposed to tell you intelligent things to remember your high school graduation by for the rest of your life. So here's a little story. When I was really young, there was nothing I wanted to do more than a monster truck. Yes, a monster truck, and no, not even the driver, but the truck itself. So you may wonder, what changed your mind, Dean? Why won't you be majoring in monster truck science next year? Well, let me tell you, I hit the prime age of 5 years old. So this whole new world opened up to me, and soon I realized that I could no longer be a monster truck. Now, slightly discouraged, I wondered, what's the next best thing? A monster truck driver. As I would share my dream with my friends in kindergarten and my family at home, none of them found this to be outlandish. Actually, they somehow understood the passion I had, and they put their faith in me. And you can't have passion without a little faith. After all, that's what brought 170 of MHS's best here today. Faith in one another and faith in ourselves. Yes, there were times where we told ourselves we couldn't do one more of Mrs. Lee's labs, one more of Mrs. Davis's papers, or sit through one more of Mr. Burns' works. But look around, guys. We did it as one. For the past 13 years, we've been together for all of our highs and lows. It's crazy to think that in kindergarten we were napping in class and crying to go home, and in high school, well, we napped in class and we cried to go home. Being honest, it was occasionally rough. No AC, never-ending days, leaky pipes, tiring work, drama, you know all that stuff. But that's all over now. The lows of high school are out the window, and you don't have to stress about those again. On the other hand, it was not as bad as middle school. I mean, just think of all that high school giving you. Friends, fun, laughs, knowledge, memories, faith in each other, a home, a diploma. Unlike the negatives, all of these great things you've gained won't suddenly vanish when you leave this again. They'll stay with you for as long as you can remember. Now, these memories we've gained go way back, but the best of them have all taken place in this very building. It's been roughly 1,400 days, or about 200 chicken bowls, since we entered the cafeteria of this building for our very first day. But it doesn't feel that long. We began our time here sweating through shirt after shirt, listening to Evan Bush talk about trees and sheep. As a class, we quickly learned what it meant to be a station, and we began to find our niches. Many of us joined clubs and teams, and just like that, we were finally up to bat or getting called on the stage. Before we knew it, we were no longer at the bottom of the high school food chain. We took SATs and APs, got bigger roles and made varsity teams, and ran for position. Slowly, we realized that our days here at MHS were over. And boy, was this good news, because we could all wait Now, if you're like me, you've been counting the days since September. Here we are, day 0. And if you're like me, you're looking around the gym at the family you've made for the past 13 years. Part of you may not feel ready yet, but go we must. When I think back to those days where I wanted to be a monster truck, I'm reminded of how fearless we once were as children. Our passions combined with our faith formed an unbreakable belief that anything was possible. But then we grew up a little, and our days of wishing to be race car drivers and training conductors slowly disappeared. Somewhere along the line, we became anxious to grow up and become adults. And it turns out that in the process of growing up, we lose a little fearlessness. Reality settles in and tells us to be doctors instead of dancers, and accountants instead of astronauts. Don't get me wrong, because this isn't a bad thing. Because if it wasn't for this, I'd still be trying to find a way to be a monster. But something about that fearlessness sticks in my mind, because it's still there for me, and it's still there for all of us. We may want different jobs from that of our 5-year-old self, but that has no reason to strip us of our confidence. You guys are the brightest young minds I've ever witnessed walk these halls, and there's no reason you should ever deny your own potential. Although it's hard to know where life will take us from here, I'll say this. Don't rush into the next phase of your life, whether it's college, or the workforce, or the service, trying to find a way to become a monster truck driver. Whatever you try, make sure it's what you really want to do. Because the only person who knows what that is you. And once we do get there, once we know for sure that we've discovered our passion, don't ever look back. On that note, I must leave you with a wise word from a renowned literary genius, speaking, of course, about Dr. Seuss, and his book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. The book begins like this. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where you go. So, class of 2018, let's get on our way. Thank you for impacting each other, thank you for impacting me, thank you for impacting the school. Your legacy is not one to be forgotten. It's been an honor to speak to you all today, but it's been the greatest honor of my life to be a part of the class of 2018. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Maggie. And for their final time, I would like to have the senior members of the Middleborough High School Concert Choir join Mr. Ethan Lopenstein and the rest of the membership of Concert Choir to perform the musical selection, The Time of Our Lives. congratulations and thank you to the senior members of the Middleborough High School Concert Choir. Absolutely beautiful. And thank you, Mr. Lowenstein, for your leadership in the concert choir program. And now, it gives me distinct honor to introduce a young man that I think for all of us, he has impacted in so many ways. I would like to please welcome to the podium to give not only the valedictorian speech, as well as the presidential speech for the class of 2018, Evan DeBush.
Good morning, everyone. Over the past 4 years here at Middleborough High School, we have learned many things. Mrs. Levy taught us how to balance a chemical reaction. Mr. Chamberlain taught us how to integrate a function. And Mr. Brannigan taught us how to be a leader. But the most important thing we have learned here in our time at NHS is how to love. To love each other, our school, our town, our families, and ourselves. Back in September, over 50 of us seniors arrived early to school to watch the sunrise together and officially begin senior year. 2 weeks ago, over 100 of us gathered together for senior night to reminisce on our time together. That is a group of students who love each other. All year long, we worked hard representing our respective clubs and teams, often staying in the building until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. That is a group of students who love their school. Many seniors interned at the elementary school, mentored younger students, volunteered at events like Jesse's Bat Run, or helped orchestrate the annual Student Council Charity Dinner. That is a group of students who love their town. The one and only Coach Kingman once said, "You never have regret when you love doing something." As we all embark on our next step in life, whatever that may be, the most important principle we must be guided by is finding something we are passionate about. Life will throw all kinds of adversity at us. As long as we find a career we love and people we love, we won't have any regrets, and we will always be able to keep moving forward. Over the past 4 years, we have spent 6 hours a day developing our brains. But now, it is time to develop our hearts. You can ask a teacher what the test is about. You can ask a classmate what the answer to the homework is. And you can ask Siri what a word means. But you can only ask yourself what you are truly passionate about. Whether going off to college, the workforce, or the military, the next few years will be full of difficult decisions. While it's important to trust our brain in making these decisions, it's even more important to follow our heart. A good friend of mine recently reminded me that happiness is key. And as we move forward with our lives, I hope you all use that key to unlock the best in yourselves and those around you. The future might be frightening, but as Lincoln once said, the only way to predict the future is to create it. So, class of 2018, I urge you to create a future that will fulfill your wildest dreams, to create a story that you will want to tell your grandkids someday, create memories that you will never forget, and create a world as amazing as the one you have lived here at Middleborough High School. I want to close by admitting that trying to come up with the words to express my gratitude and wish you all the best of luck today was more difficult than any school assignment I've ever had. And I hope you all know how much you mean to me, how proud I am that we all made it here together, and how confident I am that we will leave a lasting legacy in this world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. And now, at this time, I would ask Mrs. Jameson and Mr. Dizell and Mr. Porter to assist with the presentation of diplomas, and if Mr. Breakrow, a member of the Middleborough Public Schools School Committee, if he would make his way to the presentation table. Also, if Mr. Brian Lynch would join me here in front of the podium, and if Mrs. Alyssa Shelters and Mr. Stephen Chamberlain, the class advisor, will read the roll call for the Middleborough High School graduating class of 2018. Each year, at this point in the graduation exercises, so that parents and friends can hear each graduate's name, we ask that you refrain from applause, which never happens, but that's okay too, until the entire roll is called. I have to say it. We also ask that you please refrain from using any horns and whistles and electronic devices, and we ask you to silence your cell phones. Also, a photographer from Light Touch Photography is here today taking professional photos of the graduates as they receive their diplomas. Seniors, for this time, you need to make sure that your castle is on your left for the photographer. For ordering purposes, you can please visit the Middleborough High School website. Thank you. And now I would like to invite Mrs. Alyssa Shelters, one of the senior class advisors, to the podium to lead in the graduation roll call. At this time, would our class marshals, Ms. Megan Hurley and Mr. Robert Nestor, please stand and prepare our seniors to graduate. Would the first row please rise?
Cameron John Ahokas. Jared Xavier Alamo.
Yeah, Jared! Yeah, Jared!
Lucas Mariano Pina Souza. Adam Hanna. Cody Robert Sutherland. Sean Matthew Rutledge. Hannah Cecilia Eugenio. Olivia Catherine Benson. Melissa Joan Foley. Evan James Gabush. Matthew Michael Crowley. Ian Patrick Gilson. Eric Paul Jacobson. Hannah Rose Kaplinger. Raymond Oscar Davidorian. Jack Basil Andre. Joshua Michael Diamond. Hannah Marie Bradley. Shannon Rose Waller. Zachary Thomas DeRoy. Elizabeth Ann Sandola. Madison Lee Hero. Brianna Lee Alden. Nicholas Joseph Anderson. Eduardo Aponte II. Jack Thomas Austin. Jordan Matthew Bagnell. Ryan Lane Baker Jr.
Bisma. John Robert Florestan. Chantel Jade Lynn Butcher. Alexander Myron Braddock. Rory Albert Brennan. Jenna May Brown. Daniel Grant Ducon. Parker William Burdick. Rebecca Marie Kamara. Michaela Marie Kupal. Rose Norma Catalda. Courtney Ann Shane. Trevor Edward Pelletier. Alyssa Marie Ferdara. Andrew Wright Cronin. Sydney Summer Krupensky. John Matthew Curtin. Michaela Catherine DeLuca. Jennifer Elizabeth DeMarco. Hannah Elizabeth Tamales. Clayton Austin DiMarango. Mitchell Davis Diaz. Katie Ann Demas Drive. Catherine Elizabeth Drive. Emily Marie Duffy. Colleen Margaret Ann Egan. Aaron William Empey. Alexa Monet F. Erica Catherine Esposito. Sophia Noel Evers. Hayes Alexander Ferrari. Danica Marie Filiatro. Thomas William Finlayson. Shannon Nicole Geary. Nicole Gibson. Taylor Elizabeth Noel Gilchrist. Cassandra Grace Golden. Tyler Davis Gotham. Gavin Michael Guerrier. Megan Ann Harrison. Alexa Nicole Patcham. Laura Brooke Hatch. Brendan Patrick Hayes. Zachary Daniel Hines. James William Coyotes III. Kayla Marie Hodge. Katie Elizabeth Johnson. Marissa Nicole Johnson. Mackenzie Marie Jones. Zachary Stephen Jordan.
If I could have Mr. Giovanoni to the diploma area. Stephanie Ann King. Hannah Marie Kelly. Zachary James Kelly. Maxwell Thomas Kidney. Harrison Lloyd LaPierre. Devin Alexander Lavoie. Gerard Francis Levins Jr. David Paul Legender III. Cassandra Lori Levesque. Brianna Rose Lowell. Sierra Renee Lucas. Darren Michael Lynch. Samantha K. Lynn. Ian Joseph Maloney. Lydia Bridget Massey. Gina Marie McCarthy. Sean Jason McCarthy. Kiana Diamond McNeil. Kate Monica McManus. Cole Vincent Magna. Corrigan Tanner Metcalf. Francis Joseph Millett IV. Dylan Mark Mission. Durando McLean Mobley. Allison Sarah Morin. Adriana Rain Morrison. Emily Rose Nelson. Catherine Rose Newton. Allison Lee Nickerson. Colin Patrick O'Brien. Ethan Reed Oliver. Michael William O'Shaughnessy. Reese Hunter Page. Alexander Joseph Papathanassiou. Maria Irene Papathanassiou. James Michael Harris Jr. Skyla Lee Parkinson. Caitlin Amber Peck. Dakota Elise Phillips.
Timothy Patrick Powers. Casey Lee Quinley. Dylan Scott DeLeon Reese. Alexis Lee Reedy. Davis Raymond Riendo. Amy Marie Raymond. Micaiah Bridger Rivers. William Edward Ryan. Bobby Marie Scully. Samantha Elizabeth Seagreen. Bethany Lynn Seifert. Olivia Joan Shaw. Abigail Marie Sheehan. Erica Taylor Short. Katrina Lee Siciliano. Anthony Silvestro Jr. Taylor Marie Smith. Alexander Manuel Sola Gastoa. Jeremy Daniel Soul Jr. Trevor Glenn Spillane. Sarah Lynn St. John. Sarah Elizabeth Stearns. Joshua Jacob Stein. Alexander Ray Steinman. Paul J. Steinman. Jacob Ryan Stefanian. Brianna Sarah Taylor. Matthew David Tricora. Leah Rose Strass. Jacob Dylan Valley. Madison Paige Walgreen. Avery Ray Warner. Taylor Elise Warner. Mackenzie Rose Warren. Tyler Joshua Weigel. Connor Patrick Wentworth. Caitlin Nicole Weston. Catherine Rose Williams. Robert Paul Willis. Brandon Matthew Wynn. Emily Rose Weiss. Haley Christina Wood. Nathan Michael Udacek. Megan Rose Hurley. Robert Owen Nestor III. I'd like to call Mr. Brandon back to the podium.
Marshals, if you would please bring the graduates of the class of 2018 to their feet, please. conferring of diplomas at graduation. Marshals, if you will motion, please, the turning of the tassels from left to right. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Middleborough High School graduating class of 2018. Don't go on. Please remain standing as we begin our recessional. At this time, would school committee, administration, academic leaders please rise and prepare to send off our graduates. Marshals, it is now time to dismiss the class of 2018. As you leave your home that you've had for the last 4 years, I hope you'll remember what you've learned here and never forget the black and orange. Always remain faithfully strong. Congratulations, class.